Hello Golden family, I am so excited for this video. Due to popular demand, we're making chicken biryani. In my opinion, it's one of the most flavorful dishes out there. And fun fact, my neighbors / close friend were Indian, so I grew up eating the most delicious biryani in the world. And I actually consulted her for this recipe. Shout out to Khali Zarina. Now if you know the Golden Balance, you know we pay our respects to the authenticity of the dish. But at the same time, I like to make it easy for everybody. So here we go, the Golden Balance times chicken biryani. To create our beautiful curry paste, we need a red onion. And I actually like to add a shallot. Sharp knife so you don't bruise the onion, then you don't cry like a baby. And we want thin slices. We want nice beautiful chunks of our tomato. These are gonna cook down to smithereens anyway. We invite fresh mint and cilantro to the party, then we slice and dice until they're beautifully fine. Fun fact, the only culinary experience I've ever received was actually in Dubai. I worked at a restaurant for like 2 months and I used to cut like literally 300 onions at a time. I worked with several Indian and Filipino chefs and they were one of the best cooks I've ever tasted their food from. They taught me some of their tricks for this biryani too. Now baby, if you can't handle the spice, don't step foot in the kitchen because we about to have some fun. Just a quick tip for peeling ginger. Usually has a lot of nubs and crevices. The most effective thing in the world is using a spoon, just like this. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, you could easily just very thinly slice it and then mash them up with the back of the knife, or go in with your ginger and a very generous amount of garlic. And this is to complete our curry paste. We're gonna mash it all up until it turns into a paste. Majority of our prep is finished. Now you have to tell me for these YouTube videos, do you prefer me showing you the prep and kind of just like explaining the ingredients and kind of showing you how I prep them? Or do you want me to prep before the video and the recipe would be more of compiling the actual ingredients? Just let me know. Your boy's still trying to get used to like the long form content. And don't forget, I love you all. Now in a beautifully hot pan, we're gonna go in with a little ghee. Okay, well maybe not a little bit, a lot of it. And ghee is clarified butter. To really get the flavor out of our spices, we're gonna toast them. I have some cloves. This is the dude from the Apple Jacks commercial. Some beautiful cardamom pods. You never wanna get caught eating one of these inside the rice. And then we add a beautiful bay leaf. Now, if you have access to star anise, please use it. I literally could just not find it. Now that we get a nice toasty toast, we're gonna add our onions. We're gonna sweat these down for a couple minutes. And oh yeah, I totally forgot, we're gonna add a bunch of green chilies. These have a really nice kick to them. It's gonna introduce some spiciness, and that's where the flavor comes from, baby. Now it smells gorgeous in here. That's why I love this rice so much. Biryani is just packed with flavor. But it does take a lot of love and patience. Now it's time to add the ginger garlic paste. We're gonna cook this for another couple minutes, then add your beautiful tomatoes. They're gonna release their moisture and really wilt down. Now it's been several minutes and I'm still being very patient. We want it to turn into like a pasty form. We used to do this in the restaurant in Dubai and it would take like an hour and a half because we had so many onions and tomatoes and everything. But the flavors and the results are worth it. Just be patient. Finally, this is exactly what we were looking for. Now at this point, you could either add keifer cheese or a whole bunch of yogurt. And I'm doing a bunch of plain yogurt. This is gonna give it creaminess and help tenderize the chicken. Add a whole lot of paprika and definitely don't be shy. A generous amount of red chili powder and garam masala. And where are my manners? I totally forgot about the salt. We're gonna mix her all up on a low heat just so the yogurt doesn't separate and burn. It should be a nice dark red color. And now we're gonna drop in our whole butchered chicken. The bones and everything, we want all that flavor. We're gonna make sure everything is nice and submerged. Now you could definitely skin the chicken and score it if you'd like. We're gonna let this mixture toss and turn for about 20 to 30 minutes. Just a light bubble, cover it and let it cook for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now as you know, biryani does not skimp out on flavor. Even for the boiling rice, we're gonna season it up and flavor it up and then we're gonna add it to our curry mixture. It's gonna be extremely delicious. Now I have some boiling water. For the rice, we're gonna be using a long grain basmati rice. We're gonna wash the rice and make sure there's not that much starch. You can definitely soak the rice for about an hour. I know a lot of people that do, but I'm not. I'm just gonna be washing it. We're gonna be cooking it in boiling water so the ratios don't even matter that much. Now we have our water vigorously boiling. We're gonna add similar spices that we did earlier. Another bay leaf, a couple cardamom pods, more clove. We already met this guy. And now actually we're gonna add cilantro and a bunch of fresh mint. We're gonna turn the water into the ocean and then we're gonna go in with our washed basmati rice. A stir so the rice isn't stuck at the bottom and then we're gonna let this do its dance for a couple minutes. The goal is to cook the rice about 70 to 75% of the way. It's gonna be slightly hard and then we're gonna add it to the curry mixture. We're undercooking it just a little bit so when you add it to that mixture, it's gonna absorb all those beautiful flavors and continue cooking with everything else. I'm literally so excited for this. It smells amazing in here. Now in the meantime, when everyone's doing their thing, make sure you clean up the kitchen. See, the rice is cooked about 75% of the way now. It doesn't really mush into your hand, it's still kind of firm, but the outer layers are soft. So this has been cooking for about 30 minutes. Remember, the chicken went in raw, so it still has to fully cook. Now, while using a spoon, if you scrape the bottom and it's kind of sticking, that's not a good sign. You want to make sure that the temperature is not way too hot so it's not sticking and burning at the bottom, but at the same time, there's a nice subtle bubble. Now we're gonna add our rice to the surface, but we're not going to mix it. We're gonna cover this and cook it for another 20-30 minutes. So the rice sort of seeps into the yogurt and the chicken and all that curry paste, and it's actually insane. It smells beautiful right now. I'm gonna do some saffron water just to give it some color, and that step is absolutely optional. And now I'm just gonna flip everything in. Oh my God. We're gonna go in some more fresh cilantro, a bunch of fresh mint, and a generous amount of crispy onions. Now this is extremely hot, but as always, we have final, no, I don't like that. And now we have final product. And it's clearly still steaming, but we want to give this a shot. The chicken just falls right off the bone. Grab a little bit of that rice. And as always, now bismillah. Wow. That's very good. Very flavorful. I don't leave it too long on the heat, because if you overcook it, the rice will turn mushy. But I wanted to thank everyone for the love and support. Y'all are truly the best humans in the world. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to turn on post notifications, like and subscribe. Drop your boy a follow if you haven't been following. And oh yeah, it's like 10 p.m. I already broke my fast, so that's why I was eating. But Ramadan Kareem to everyone that's celebrating.